The Mamdani meltdown continues. It's hilarious seeing the ways Republicans are trying to cope with their absolute brutal loss on election night. Here's what's happening now. They're saying, oh, if Curtis Sliwa just dropped out, Cuomo would have beat Mamdani. It would have been a two-man race and Cuomo would have won. Hey, we tried that. It was called the primary, and Mamdani crushed Andrew Cuomo. So we already saw how that went down. And then they're like, oh, well, these were all blue states anyway, so we can't really take anything away from this. Virginia literally had a Republican governor. The governor is currently a Republican until Spanberger takes over. And then they're like, oh, California, we're going to sue you over Prop 50 because it's unconstitutional. You're trying to prioritize certain races with your maps. Isn't that exactly what you're doing in Texas? And you didn't even let people vote on it. So keep coping, keep throwing a temper tantrum. You're all triggered snowflakes, and real Americans are taking this country back.
We are hours away from polls closing in New York City, New Jersey, Virginia, and even Prop 50 in California. And Mamdani, he just got some bad news. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. If Mamdani becomes mayor tonight, I will put the blame on, in large part, besides on New Yorkers themselves, I'll put the blame on Curtis Sliwa for not getting out when everybody on earth, including him, unless he is delusional, knew he couldn't win. I'll blame him. And I think what he's doing right now is an act of selfishness. This is a man I admire, a man I like. But this is a horrible decision for a city he says he loves. If you can't win, man, step aside. Because Cuomo on his worst day is better than Mamdani on his best. And I am no Cuomo fan, as you guys know. But now new polls came out, and they show the gap has tightened dramatically. It also shows that the majority of New Yorkers disapprove of Mamdani. So how can he win? He wins because of Sliwa, in my opinion. This poll suggests he might not win at all. What was a foregone conclusion a week ago is certainly not that tonight. I preface it. If you're asking me for my prediction, I think he wins. I do. I think New York is that far gone. I think they're actually further gone than California, who has not elected a communist yet. They will at some point, I assume, but they haven't yet. I think he wins. But I pray that this poll is correct and New York has a chance, because I live very close to this place. And it would just be sad to see a great American city fall the way this city will fall, and it will fall. It will be cataclysmic. On the other hand, if he wins, well, then the whole country is going to see the failure of communism in their face.
Shit's about to get real between Mayor Mamdani of New York City and dictator Trump.
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
Pretty good night for the Democrats last night as they essentially swept every major election, even some local ones around me where we flipped some school board seats from MAGA to Democrat and retained some Democratic school board seats. Pretty good night, but I must warn you, dictator Trump will do everything in his power to disenfranchise as many voters as he possibly can. He will do everything to rig elections. He will make states gerrymander districts. He will try to restrict mail-in voting. He will do everything in his power because he knows the people of the United States of America are pissed off at him and his dumbass policies, and they've had enough. There was one thing last night that every Democratic winner said that dictator Trump never said, and I'm going to paraphrase this. They all said, I know there's people out there who did not vote for me, but I'm going to govern for you. I'm going to govern for everybody. Dictator Trump never said that in 2016, and he didn't say that when he won this past year. Was it a blue wave? It was a few races. Yes, Democrats swept everything last night, but be happy for 24 hours. Starting tomorrow, put the pedal to the metal. The midterms are a year away, and a lot can happen in 1 year. Let's recap all the major races real quick. Mayor Mamdani beat disgraced Governor Andrew Cuomo, who sexually assaulted members of his staff. Cuomo did come out last night during a speech and gracefully accept defeat. I give him kudos for that, Good job, Cuomo. Mamdani, the United States and the world is looking at you, my friend. If you just do one of the things you said you're going to do, you're going to be a very successful mayor. How about this one? There was not even a single human being on a ballot in California, and millions of people stood in line to vote yes or no for Prop 50. Californians voted yes, so that means that now the governor of California is able to redistrict California to pick up more seats in the Senate come the midterms. Fighting fire with fire from what Texas did. This is why they did this. How about this one? 2 female governors, one in Virginia and one in New Jersey. And the New Jersey race with Mickey Sherrill was supposed to be pretty close. It was pretty much a toss-up as of yesterday morning. She won by a large margin, much larger than everyone was thinking. My state of Pennsylvania, good job, Pennsylvanians, by a vast majority. This one was a landslide. The Democrats will retain 3 Supreme Court justices in Pennsylvania, keeping in place LGBTQ marriage, women's reproductive rights, amongst other things. Good job, PA. This one wasn't talked about too much last night, but Colorado voters approved income tax increase on the highest earning households to fund meals for all public school students. I applaud this. Look, I may or may not fall into the highest income tax bracket. I'm not sure where those brackets are going to cut off for Colorado. But if I did fall into one of these brackets, I would gladly pay 1%, 2%, whatever, to feed children all across my state. Good job, Colorado. Speaking of Virginia, the Virginia House of Delegates flipped 13 seats to Democrats. Republicans lost 13 seats. Democrats picked up 13 seats. Way to go, Virginia. Virginia's sick of MAGA shit. I didn't double check this morning, but as of about 11 o'clock last night, every voting district in Virginia shifted towards Democrat last night. There's the list. I meant to double check this morning. I forgot. I'm pretty sure this still stands, but that is amazing. Every voting district in Virginia shifted in the Democrats' favor. That doesn't mean that all districts went Democrat totally, but they shifted multiple points. Virginia is sick of MAGA's shit. So I'm going to say it one more time. Democrats, be happy this morning. Don't gloat too much. There is still a lot of work to be done. It starts tomorrow. The midterms are a year away. We must keep the pedal to the metal. We must keep knocking on doors. We must keep doing social media posts, making videos, sharing articles, and call out all of Dictator Trump's dumb shit. One more thing, I'm making a prediction because of the blowouts last night to the Republican Party. I'm predicting that the government will reopen within 1 week and they will extend Obamacare for millions of Americans at least 1 year. That's my prediction. We'll see if it comes true.
They actually did it. They voted for a communist. New York City just voted for chaos, and guess what? They better prepare for it. New York City just voted for Zoran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed socialist, to mayor of New York City. You want to change? Congratulations, you're about to get it. Higher taxes, free groceries, zero accountability, and a city that's falling apart, ready to collapse completely. His policies, they sound great in theory. Free transit, rent freezes, universal health care. But guess who's paying for it? You are. Businesses will leave, jobs will vanish, and the same people cheering tonight will be the same ones crying about why their rent tripled and their salaries, well, they disappeared. This has nothing to do with background or religion. This has fully to do with ideology. New York City just handed the keys to a man who believes that the government should control everything you do. The Trump movement warned you. We warned you. The entire country warned you. Now the country's financial capital is in a socialist's hands. Pull up New York City, because this is exactly what happens when you let socialist ideology, well, run your city. Get ready for skyrocketing taxes, fleeing businesses, and a financial meltdown described as progress. Us conservatives, well, we called it.
By now, I'm sure most of you have seen Mamdani won the election in New York. So check this out.
We have toppled a political dynasty. In this new age we make for ourselves, we will refuse to allow those who traffic in division and hate to pit us against one another. In this moment of political darkness, New York will be the light. Here, we believe in standing up for those we love. Together, we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves. After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will will have to get through all of us.
Sir, you speak on division, you speak on oligarchy, you speak on the president having to separate all of us. You speak on how New York City has built by immigrants, is for immigrants, and is by immigrants, which now you yourself, you are an elected immigrant. Okay, no problem. Here's my question to you. Are you an illegal immigrant or you are a legal immigrant? You speak on authoritarianism, but at the same time, you forget how when COVID hit, your own government forced people to go take you know what. And if you did not take you know what, you would lose your job and you wouldn't be able to circulate the way that you should be circulating to survive, to feed your family, to do what you need to do to access the world. So please. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump is simply asking everyone to come together so we can get a government on lock. Are you serious right now? You speak on turning the volume up, but guess what? President Trump has already been turning the volume up. Look for the past 9-10 months what he has done during his presidency. And meanwhile, all of you Democrats have done nothing but try to stand in his way. Meanwhile, it's case after case after case in front of judges just so that you guys can block certain things that he's doing for the people. He's doing for America. So get a grip, Mamdani. Seriously.